If you're with us at home or online, go ahead and start to set up your space, get your equipment ready. We're about to start here in the next 30 seconds. If you're with us online, we're talking about static balls and how we need one. So when you walk into a room, you just touch it and all the static goes away, which would be wonderful. But thanks for being here today. If you've never done a pump class, don't worry. I'll go over the format, all the movements we have today. As far as equipment you will need, we'll just have dumbbells and or a mat today. If you don't have that equipment, that is okay. A little bit about the format of class. I'll go over all the movements before we start, so don't stress about that. We'll do a 6-minute warm-up at the beginning, and then we'll go right into the workout. And the structure for the workout in this class is we have 4 rounds total. Each round consists of 2 movements that we will do back-to-back for 4 sets, okay? So we'll do movement 1 for 30 seconds, go right into movement 2 for 30 seconds, then go right back to movement 1 for 30 seconds, back into movement 2, and we'll do that 4 times, and that'll be 1 round done. Then we'll do a cool-down stretch routine at the end and send you on your way. So first movement we have today is figure 4s. So we have a lot of balance work today. We have some balance, some strength, some cardio. It's all kind of mixed together. So figure 4s we're working on, and feel free to use your mat in kind of helps because it can make it a little bit more difficult to hold that stance. But basically, you're going to have one stance leg, one kind of support leg, and you're just working on slowly. You're going to control it, lift that leg up, bring it across, try to control yourself down into a squat, hinge, stretch that hip. Hopefully keep your control, come back out of it, and you can either unset, come back to center, and go back up into that lift, or you can keep that figure 4 cross and keep doing that single leg squat, lunge, pushing those hips back, finding that stretch in that side glute, and then coming back up, okay? The challenge here is we don't want to use a wall. So if getting the leg up is hard and that's challenging and difficult, good, that's great. What we're working on is challenging that proprioception, challenging that balance, okay? So there's multiple levels. First is you can be here. Second is you kind of work on lifting that leg. A third is coming over to here, and then that fourth is actually going down into that squat, okay? And then the second movement is the same thing, just the opposite side. So we're going to go back and forth with each side. Next one we have is single leg Romanian deadlift. So more of that balance work, and you can have that weight in your hands if you want a single weight or 2 weights. But remember, keeping that natural curve of that low back. We're hinging at the hip, loading that glute, okay? Shoulder blades are pulled back and down if you're holding that weight. Keeping those hips squared, don't let them open up, okay? And really maintain that support, that control, and that balance through that movement, okay? And then we're going to stay on that same leg for 30 seconds, and then the next movement, same thing, but the opposite side, okay? So those are our 2 big balance movements, control movements we have today. One big thing in those is actively, so let's do this real quick. You'll feel that difference. So if you're going to stand on one leg, actively hold yourself up in the hip, okay? So go back to 2 legs, kind of let your weight sink onto that hip, and then so balance on one side, and then extend up out of that hip. You can kind of feel where that hip will just kind of go into the socket and collapse in right there. We want to actively hold ourselves in that position, okay? So really be intentional. As you get tired, to stay engaged, keep that hip, keep that glute engaged. As you get tired, you'll start to notice it popping out to the side, collapsing, and then just the joint holding that movement, okay? Be intentional about that one. The next movement we have is push-ups. So remember, shoulder blades back and down, hands under the chest as we go into those push-ups. And that one's going to be supersetted with burpees. So with burpees, you have those different options we've talked about. You can stay in a plank, just jump the feet in, and then jump the feet out, okay? You can jump up into a full plank, or plank burpee, and if you want, you can add an extra jump or push-up in the burpees if you want. Or you can stay in that low burpee without actually fully standing up. Up to you. We've done a few variations so far. You can utilize any of those today. And then last moments, we have bent over row, okay? Working more on that back strength. You can either do high or you can do low. Up to you. You can alternate each one if you want. Totally up to you. And then that last one is going to be that curl and press, okay? And then for specifically that curl and press, you can either do the downward dog holds, where you're here and holding it, or you can have that head dip to the floor and back up for a shoulder press, or you can do a bicep-tricep mix. You can choose either one of those movements to switch out for the curl and press. For the bent over row, I'm gonna have you at home do those T squeezes, so thumbs are up, squeezing the upper back, those shoulder blades together through that lift, okay? Any questions on any of those movements or any of the new movements? All right, let's do it. Starting with those jumping jacks. We're braced, we're strong. Remember, you can start here. You want to minimize that impact in those ankles or those knees. Right here, but stay braced. And we're only at about 40%. We're not overly pushing, we're just warming up. Air squats. Send those hips back and down. Keep those knees in line with those toes. Weight even from left foot to right foot. Weight even from front of foot, back of the foot. Pay attention to that movement. Marches. Drive that knee up. Use that core. Stay braced here. Pay attention to that upper body. Try not to have a lot of twist. Stay squared. Use that core. Drive up that knee. Lunges, alternating. Remember, you can either step forward or step back into that lunge. Keep that glute activated. Full range of motion. Don't let that glute shut off. Think slow, controlled, full range of motion. Arm circles. Really reach here. Remember not to let the torso rotate. Keep ourselves squared. The full range of motion through the shoulders. Reverse. Really reach up, down, forward, and back. Inchworms into those push-ups. Going around that low back, bend those knees to walk out. Jumping jacks. Round two. Picking up that tempo a little bit. About 60, maybe 70%. Stay braced, don't lose that bracing. Air squats. Find that tempo. Keep those glutes engaged. Marches. And then you. Pelvic floor up and in, we're braced. Really engage that core. Control that torso. Lunges. Alternating. If you feel strong in that lunge, you can add that twist, okay? Open towards that knee that's in front. Keep that glute engaged. Don't let that heel come up. Arm circles. Reverse. Inchworms into those push-ups. Don't round that low back. Keep those knees bent on the walk back up. Take a break. Woo. 1 minute, and we're into those figure fours. Remember, so working on that balance, that control. If you find you're extremely balanced, able to keep really good control, you can always throw an arm out. You can try to throw yourself off a little bit in that movement. And really think of grounding your feet into the floor, almost as if you had roots coming out of your feet. Really squeeze the floor with your foot. And lastly, remember, don't let that hip collapse. Slow movements sometimes sound easy, but holding slow movements, constant tension, they're tough. They burn. Remember, feel free to use that mat. It can help make that a little bit more challenging as far as that balance control. And in 5, 3, 1, let's go. Whichever side you want to start with, okay? You start here, slight bend in that knee. Don't let that hip collapse. You're working on lifting that knee up. If that's challenging, work on going from down to up. If that feels good, you can cross, open that knee, and added that single leg squat. Come back out of it, and you can move back down into it. You can even unfold. It's up to you. What do you need into this? Be intentional. Don't round that low back. Try to keep that natural curve and that low back to that movement. Nice. Switch, opposite side. So same thing. You can be here, control. Don't let that hip pop out. Stay braced, stay strong, stay controlled. When you open that foot, if your knee's here, try to open that knee up a little bit. Woo. Switch back to that first side. Nice job. Stay braced. That bounce, like keep that glute engaged. Weight even on that foot. Switch back to that opposite side. Nice job. You might notice the bottom of your leg, your calves, the low calf, ankles, that's what starts to feel really tired. Switch back to that opposite side. Now's where it starts to kick in. It's like a little tired. Try not to let that knee cave in. Switch. Opposite side. Whatever that stance leg is, keep it in line with that toe. And if you want, you can even sit into that position. You can hold it. Up to you. Keep that glute on. Switch. Last round, back to the other side. Nice job. Sometimes I can help to pick a point in the room and only look at that point. Keep that vision centered in. Switch! Last side. Oh. Working on stretching that opposite glute, hip. Good job. Almost there, almost there. Take a break. Nice. Woo. Lower leg is tired. All right, single leg RDLs. Weight is optional here. Remember, keep those hips square. That stance leg, slight bend in that knee, athletic stance. That glute on, shoulder blades stay back and down. And then, yeah, so if you, a great question. If you're doing a single weight in one hand, whichever is your stance leg, you want the opposite hand to hold it. Yep. So you're gonna resist that rotational force in there. Yes. Yeah, that's fair. All right, 20 seconds. And we're moving with this one. Think slow. We don't want quick movements. We don't want jerky movements. We want slow, controlled, powerful movements, okay? And in 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Find that weight you want. Really be intentional. Don't round that low back, okay? Keep that natural curve. Nice job. Yep, kick that back leg out. Don't let those hips rotate open. Keep that opposite side hip lowered. Nice job. Opposite side. Keep that glute working. Opposite side. Good job. Don't let those shoulders release. Don't let that hip collapse. Don't rotate that hip. Switch, opposite. Don't lose that bracing. That low back is getting exhausted. Make sure you're staying braced and controlled. If you're at home, you just don't need to wait, okay? Just working on that balance, that coordination. Keep that glute working. Switch. Remember, slow, strong movements. Switch, opposite side. Nice work. Hips squared. Don't round that low back. That glute is doing that work here. Switch, last round, back to that first side. Make sure slight bend in that knee. A stance leg, hips squared. We're braced. Switch, last side. Don't let all that weight go into those toes. Take a break. Has stability centers. Wow. All right, push-ups into those burpees. You can stay low. You can plank jump in. You can stay high as well. If getting down on that floor is difficult for that movement, you can do those air squats, okay? Work on a little bit of that hip hinge. Well, we got a little time. Move through that recovery, get some water. Get set, mentally prepare yourself for push-ups and burpees. We're picking up the speed a little bit with this one. 20 seconds. And we're starting. Remember, stay braced. A lot of times we can be braced, start the movement, we lose it. After we finish the movement, we re-brace. Make sure to hold that brace through the full movement, all right? In 5, 3, 1. Let's go, starting with those push-ups. Remember, elbows at that 45, shoulder blades back and down. Tension through the chest, then that push-up. Nice job. Burpees. Remember, you can jump up, you can either stay in that low, go right back down, or you can come up, or you can add that jump. Up to you. But keep that bracing. Push-ups. We're backing down. Take breaks when you need, change up that movement when you need. Nice job. Stay with it, stay with it. Switch burpees. Just stay with it. Push-ups. Woo. Burpees. Stay braced.
Guilt is burning, inside I'm hurting. This ain't a feeling I can keep, so blame it on the night. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me. Blame it on the night.
Push-ups. Last one. Let's go. Burpees! Woo! Good job. Stay braced. Take a break. Woo. Oh. Bent over row to curl and press. I feel like I already know those are too heavy. I don't think it's happening.
Can't you see it? I was manipulated by it. Too little through the door. No, I had no choice in this. I was the friend she missed. She needed me to talk, so blame it on the night. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me. Blame it on the night.
In 5, 3, 2, 1, let's go. High row or low row. Totally up to you here. Going around that low back, braced. Curl and press. Shoulder blades backing down on that press. Don't shrug them up. Bent over row. Curl and press. Stay braced. Bent over rows, high or low. curl and press. Oh. Stay braced. Switch, bent over rows. Oh, last one, let's go. Don't lose that bracing. Curl press. Last one, y'all. Take a break. Nice work, y'all. Woo. We did it. My peeps at home. Nice work. Nice job today. Nice work, y'all. Nice job today. Good work. Once you're ready, starting to slow that breathing down. If you find any black streaks on the floors, help out facilities, wipe them up, and keep those clean. Pour those breaths in through the nose and into the belly and out through the mouth. With those deeper breaths. On the next exhale, pull that arm across, keeping that shoulder blade back and down. Looking to stretch that rear delt. Always try to work through these stretches to increase that flexibility, that mobility. And ready to go and release, switch, opposite side. first arm back and behind. Grab that elbow. Opposite hand in between those shoulder blades. When you're ready, go and release and switch. When you're ready, go and release. Pull those hands behind the back, fingertips together. Shoulder blades back and down, chest up and open. And roll the head and neck. Remember to breathe. On that release, inhale up and in. A little bit of a wider stance on the exhale, pushing those hips back and down, finding that full, deep stretch. Once you get into that full stretch, you can bring those feet closer together if you need. Working on getting those heels down, okay? If you need to be here on your toes, that's okay. Work to increasing that mobility. Elbows to the inside of the knees, palms together. Doing more of that inner thigh stretch and pressing down. Move a little bit through that stretch. Find what feels best. When you're ready, we're going to release it down on the hands, knees, and feet. Dropping down into that puppy pose. Hips above the knees, arms stretched out in front. Not pushing, but dropping that chest down towards the floor. Feeling the stretch through the armpits, lats, that back. When you're ready, bringing yourself up, widening those knees out to the edges, coming down into that full child's pose. And then walking those hands over to the left side, stretching that right side body. Whenever you're ready, go and release it and walk over to the opposite side. Whenever you're ready, go and release it. Coming back to center and coming up into the seated position, feet out in front. Work on some of that hip mobility. So feel free to bring ankle in, either one's fine. That knee is gonna face directly out in front of us. Bring that opposite ankle up and over. Take your time getting into that position and trying to keep both those hips on the floor. If you find yourself shifting all the way over onto one, try to push that opposite one down and into the ground. Keep that low back in that neutral position. If you want to increase that stretch, you can drop that chest forward. Take your time getting out of that stretch. If you go too quick, you can have a tendency to cramp up, so go slow. Bring that opposite foot up and under. And that opposite ankle over the top. Again, trying as much as you can to keep both those hips down. Breathe. Go and slowly bring yourself out of that stretch and coming back to standing. Finishing with those last few breaths. If you want to stay and continue to stretch, feel free. If you're here or at home, as these stretches aren't exhaustive, we're going to close down class. Nice job today, everybody. If you're at home, great job today. Don't forget to like and subscribe for updates when classes go live. And if you want invites to classes, visit sclwellbeingcenter.com and register for the classes. And as an FYI, there won't be any class on Wednesday. I'll be out of town, so we won't have class that week. And we potentially might not have class the next 2 weeks, but I'll let you know next week on what happens with that. So thank you. Don't forget your homework. Drink water, full dinner, 6 hours of sleep. Not 6 hours in bed, 6 hours of sleep. And have a nice night.